The first step to picking the keywords you need to use is brainstorming. You're going to manually put together a list of keywords you think might be useful. This won't be the final list you'll work with. It's just the beginning, something we can then base a proper keyword analysis on. So here are a few tips for building an initial list of keywords. First, start by writing down the obvious things. If you were someone your site was trying to reach, what keywords are you likely to enter into a search engine? Next, take a look at a few competing sites. You probably know who your competitors are, so load their sites and then look around the site for the types of words they're using. You can also look at the source code. You can do this by right-clicking on the web page and, depending on the browser you're using, selecting View Page Source, View Source, or similar. In the three major browsers, Chrome, Firefox, and Internet Explorer, you can also use Control-U. Then look for the keywords meta tag. Search the page for the word keywords. All three browsers use Control-F to open the search function. I'll be talking about the keywords meta tag later in this course. It's actually not very useful, but many people still do use it. So you may or may not find the tag being used. You might find keywords in various other tags though. Look at the description tag, title tag, and other meta tags that the webmaster may have employed to put keywords into the page. Now, take this list to your friends and colleagues. Show them the list and ask what they think you've forgotten. Reading the list may spark a few ideas. Next, look for obvious spelling mistakes. Certain words are misspelled very frequently. The word calendar and realtor, for instance, amateur, cemetery, jewellery, and so on. Now, the search engines recognize misspellings and often correct for them, and so targeting misspelled words is not as effective as it was a few years ago, but it's still worth knowing and using the misspelled versions. You can actually find lists of common misspellings online. Now look at the words on your list and think about synonyms. If you have the word home on your list, maybe you need the word house. If you have the word mortgage, maybe you need the word loan, and so on. Then consider split and merged words. A typical example is knowledge base. Is it one word or two? Different people spell it differently, so you'd want to use the term both ways on your site. How about overtime? One word or two? Starfish or starfish? One or two? This includes words that are often, but not always, hyphenated. In particular, e-words, email and e-commerce, for example. The search engines are pretty good at figuring all this out, but experiment. You'll find different search results for different forms of these words. With different forms of words, you'll want to know which are the most important, which terms are most commonly used. You'll put most focus on the more popular terms, of course. You'll see how to find out the frequency of searches in the next lecture. Next, singular and plural. Again, although the search engines know singular and plural forms of the same word are related, they still treat them slightly differently, so you need to know which term is more common. Is it book or books? Car or cars? The term books is searched far more often than book, for instance, perhaps 50% more. Don't forget to include geo-specific terms, the names of the towns your business provides services in, for example. And, of course, your company name in all the various formats. Finally, the names of competing companies and products. I won't get into this right now, but we'll probably post a lecture at some point related to legal issues involved in using keywords that are trademarked by competitors. It can be done in some situations, but can also get you into real problems in others. Still, it's good to know what people may be searching for. So now you have a starting point, but you must not stop here. You may think you have the right keywords, but you almost certainly don't. Two things often happen when site owners stop at this point. Firstly, they miss important keywords. Secondly, they have keywords on their list that they think are important, but are really not. Plus, even if you have a perfect list, you still don't know the relative importance of your keywords. We'll be seeing in the next lecture how to find more keywords and how to find out what people are actually searching for. and how often they're searching. I would suggest that at this point you get started on your initial keyword brainstorming. Create a text document or a spreadsheet containing your keywords. Once you've done that, come back here and move on to the next lecture. But don't scrimp. At some point you really should spend some time, probably at least an hour or two, thinking and learning about your keywords. I can't stress strongly enough that understanding your keywords is essential to your SEO strategy. Woody Allen said that 80% of success is turning up. Well, if you don't understand your keywords, you haven't turned up. So spend some time now working on your keywords to make sure your SEO campaign moves in the right direction.